the stand.
All you need is a person who knows how to do stuff, right?
Here you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, let's start over.
My shit.
Let's start
Oh
over.
no, that's gonna go into the gag reels.
The...
And not pun intended, but whatever. Right?
Hello guys, what is up? Welcome or welcome back to the Tarot Magician. Thank you, Cash. Thank you for getting in the...
How y'all doing? It's me, Tarot Magician, you know, sound like this.
As I was saying in the live, he has told me that I have multiple accents.
Shut the hell up.
Apparently, I sound like a country girl. Then I sound like a ghetto girl.
There you go. Let's not get...
And then I sound like my normal self, apparently. And then
White
my
girl
Mexican
wasted.
self.
White girl wasted.
Apparently I have like 4 different
personas that she portrays.
So again, hey guys, welcome or welcome back to the Tarot Magician. Episode 2 of Pardo Paranormal.
We'll be talking about ghosts today.
Stop it. We're going, if you guys are new and have not yet seen, we do have an episode 1.
That was a real dog.
Yeah. He's going to be going in and out through the frame.
So. He has abandonment issues with me for some reason. He's not even my dog.
If you have not seen episode 1, I will link that below. That way you guys can check it out. So, this is Pardo Paranormal, where we, oh my gosh, I can't speak, where we explain our recent paranormal experiences.
Because you don't sound like this.
And stop it. I'm trying to do the dang intro.
This is the intro. This is all going into the video. Everybody knows this is going into the video.
Okay, again, Pardo Paranormal, where we talk about our most recent experiences and experiences of the past of the paranormal. Okay, there, I said it. Bam. I'm Renee, Tarot Magician, Psychic Medium. This is my husband, Leviticus. He can also see orbs, shadows, and spirits. So yes, as always, I'm going to let him start off with his stories. And again,
from a couple of days ago.
I don't know these stories either. He doesn't know my stories. We try to wait till we film. That way we both, you know.
Your spores.
Are surprised.
What's in that Dr. Pepper there?
Dr. Pepper. And I got, grab your Dr. Pepper and your jelly beans.
Dr. Pepper jelly beans. She has a problem.
I have a problem. We all know this.
There's going to be a small donkey right there walking right by the camera.
You just want to say hi, Cash.
Because he hurt the rapper.
These are jelly beans. You can't have these. I'm so sorry.
It runs in the family. Anybody hears a rap, they're like, food.
You want to say hi to the camera? You want to look?
Well, get him.
Oh my god, he's like right here.
No, he's in the wall. We explained this the last episode.
It sounded like he was in the couch.
The rat is in the wall, humping another
There's
rat.
There's a rat in the wall, okay? That's the noise, it's not spirits.
The only way we can get to it is we knock down the damn wall, because it's that fat already.
Okay, tell your story. I'm gonna eat my jelly bean.
When was it? Was it last week already, or was it only 2-3 days ago?
I don't know.
Could be like Sunday, Saturday or Sunday.
You haven't told me, so I don't know.
Yeah, I did. We're never going to tell you because you remember. Okay, anyways, we all go through that, or not everybody, but goes through the what is it when you're paralysis?
Oh yeah, sleep paralysis. That was only a couple minutes.
Well, basically when you're like an out of body. I love how I'm telling the story. This guy's face is right there in the camera.
He's like,
and
what
the
are you
beat.
guys doing? Continue.
I'm just looking at him. Look
It's
at him.
okay. He's gonna be in the frame.
He's just so beautiful. He just has so many
He's gonna lay
problems.
down.
I thought he was gonna make the noise. He usually goes because he's all mad. Nobody's paying him attention. So, anyways, I think it had to be Saturday, somewhere around there. It might have been that whatever was in that pizza we ate that night. I got drugged, but when don't I? You know, I didn't even know.
Mr. Gaddy's reopened, so we had to get some.
I didn't even know I had a kid, and all of a sudden I woke up and had a kid the next day. Somebody, you know, just tricked me.
You went to work with a big smile on your face. Don't get me started.
Anyways, I don't remember. I mean, everything was just all blurred until 9 months later. So, I was having a lot of weird dreams actually, and I can remember a lot of them, but I'm not gonna explain them all because it'll take the whole night. So the one dream that was very explicit, I was there in the room and trying to help somebody, and I just couldn't get out of the dream. Usually I'll start making noise or I'll start fidgeting, and Nay will know to wake him up and to wake me up because. But even when she was shaking me and I can hear her voice, and even Elena next to me, it still took me a while.
It took him a good minute before he woke up.
So in my dream,
and it sounded like he was crying.
Yeah, so in my dream, which wasn't really a dream because I was awake, it's because I don't know if it was a ghoul or I don't know what spirit it was, because it was like it started off as like a female spirit, but then it wasn't that. It was like a kind of it was like a trick, you know what I mean? Like one of those help.
Like one of those.
But it's just a trap.
What's it called? They transform.
And then my mind started playing tricks with me too, because it's like, oh, it's a demon. So then all these demon faces or all these demon from the movies and everything start popping up. So I was like, okay, that's what your brain's gonna do to you, because your brain will relate back to what you've seen throughout your childhood or anything to try to freak you out. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, whatever spirit might be trying to hold you back into that purgatory or into that area, it's gonna try to tell you like, no, you're here, you're staying with me, too bad. So that's how I felt. She was shaking me, and I could feel her shaking me. I knew she was shaking me, and she was telling me,
tapping his
like,
face,
Viticus, get up, Viticus, this is me, get up. And I'm there, and I couldn't, because this thing was literally holding on to me, and I could just feel it there, just sitting on me, like, nope, you're not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere, just laughing. I'm like, no, you're not gonna win, I'm sorry, because I got my daughter and my wife next to me, and nobody wins on that. So, so then eventually I just, like, came out of it. When I came out of it, did I gasp? Yeah. All right, and I gasped, but, like, I shook a lot, like, if something was on me.
You still were kind of, like,
dazed, I know,
yeah,
but, like,
dazed, I guess.
I moved, like, real violently, I know that, because it was, like, something was on me, like, to try to, like, if somebody was on me and I tried to push them. So that's how it felt, because it felt like you're trying to get out of something and somebody's holding you, like, nope, you're going to stay here in this area because you let your body get here, so now you caught me in this room and I'm going to keep you here. Mm-hmm. I think it was more something that was lost and didn't know what was going on. Yeah. It might have been maybe a spirit that was just a sudden death, like something like, you know how people, they die, they don't even know they're dead yet?
They don't even know that they
and
they're dead.
So anything or anybody that crosses into that field, they're like, boom, they're gonna latch on, like, I need help, but I see it as a threat, but they see it as a help deal. Mm-hmm. And then the whole day was just super, I was like super out of it also, because I could feel that down energy. And then it wasn't until I went outside, I think I took Elena outside and we were playing around, and everything just kind of like, but it's because there's something around here that's trying to literally latch on, and they don't want to let go. The thing is that they don't probably even know that they're doing that, and to us it's a threat. Like I said, it's a threat to us because I've gone through it, but not that was different because they didn't want to let go, and usually they do.
Yeah, especially when you tell them.
So this one was a little different because they seem like they needed more help, but I don't have that gift to communicate in that way. I was just only
probably
there.
Also looking for me because I
was
also
just only
had.
There.
If it wasn't that same night,
it might have been the same night you were doing the mediumship,
actually,
and you couldn't find a certain spirit or something like that, and then it ended up going through me somehow.
No, actually, that would make sense that it would be the same night because I also had a dream about a little girl who was trying to send a message to her sister, and I even got her name. Either the spirit's name was Amy, or the sister she was looking for name was Amy, because she kept saying Amy's sister, Amy's sister, but I didn't know like if it was her or if it was her sister, like, you know what I'm saying? And
no, I didn't get any names.
I remember, this is what I'm saying, it might have been the same night because I felt a negative spirit trying to stop her from coming to me. Yeah. And it could have been coming to me and you at the same time.
Remember I told you we were here, and I was like, it might have been a ghoul, because ghouls aren't good, but they're tricksters. Like, they want to
those are the trickster
fool
spirits.
you into something that you think is good or something's bad, and they want to make it worse.
They're demonic. So, like I said, that night I had a dream about a little girl, and she showed me where her sister worked, and it looked like she worked like in an office at a computer, It didn't look like a big office though. It looked like kind of like a pretty small office. And there were a lot of other people like around her, like at separate desks, you know? Like all that had computers. Yeah, cubicles, there you go. They had cubicles. And the little girl had long black hair, kind of like mine, but maybe just like a tad bit shorter. And it was straight hair. She was light complected. She looked like she was like 7 to 10 years old. Like I got a very good image and description of this little girl. That's how I know she was like trying to come to me. And like I said, she kept saying Amy's sister, Amy's sister. But I didn't know if that meant, like I said, if her name was Amy and she was looking for her sister, or if her sister's name was Amy. So she showed me her sister working at the computer and her trying to like talk to her. But obviously sister couldn't hear him because, you know, the little girl was already passed on. And then that's what I'm saying. It was probably that same night because I felt another spirit come in and try to like stop her from giving me any other like information.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up and I saw the clock. It was right at 3 a.m. And I mean, subconsciously, I don't work from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. So it could have been just me subconsciously like waking myself up because I don't like working in between those hours, even in my dreams, because I'm subconsciously, I already know. So it could have been just me, but I did feel some type of spirit like try to stop the dream, if that makes sense. And it could have been that same spirit latching onto you just later on.
Yeah,
that would make more sense though.
I don't know, I didn't like that feeling. I mean, I've always had those dreams, and I think my dad used to have the same gift because he'd always have the dreams where he felt like he couldn't breathe or somebody was suffocating him, and then he would wake up, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna tell this story actually, it's real quick, and the reason why I know that I kind of had his thing, and when you talk about it though, Nate's gonna have to watch me later on tonight because it's kind of like a what I always say, the
subconscious.
No, it's the
just bring back.
It's one of those where you're bringing it in because you talk about it, but the thing is you need to talk about it because other people out there might be thinking they're going crazy.
Yeah.
Deal.
That's why I wanted to start this series, just to.
And she knows because I told her, and you guys know too, that she has to watch me tonight because it's just one of those. My dad always told me, because I told him, Dad, why does it feel like sometimes I can't breathe and I wake up, my face is into the pillow or the blanket's over my face, but I don't even sleep with the blanket because I'm hot and I'm naturally warm bodied, so like I don't like the blanket on me. Like this is fine, right? But my feet are actually sticking out at the bottom because I don't like a lot of warmth. And before we had Elena, you know, I sleep in the nude. She knows. I don't like a lot of covered.
And I steal the blankets anyway, so.
Anyways, I told him way back when, and he's like, well, don't worry. He's like, I've had dreams like that too. But he also went through a lot of encounters out there in Houston. When his dad was doing the trucking and everything, they had a cabin or one of those traders out there, and a lot of ghost stories. This is going to be like for the next 3-4 episodes after this, I can tell those stories. But I'm saying he's been in those encounters too, that I happened to be in encounters when I was a kid at his age that he went through at a certain time as well.
But that would also...
And then he said one time I had a real bad one when I thought I wasn't going to wake up, and I just like, I can't wake up, I can't make myself wake up. He said, I woke up and the blanket was wrapped around my neck. It was around my neck. He's like, which was weird because my blanket never goes past my chest. And I was like, well, honestly, we can do that ourselves in our sleep. There's a lot of people that move during our sleep, and we start doing it ourselves because we're having certain dreams and our body's still moving. That's it's true that happens a lot actually than people think.
Yeah, that's why there's like sleepwalking and things like
but
that.
The thing is that it happens with me and everything. So I've had that before where I wake up and she's even caught me like, get your face out of the pillow. And I'm like, I didn't even know I was in the pillows in my face, and I would wake up.
Sometimes when he just already like puts his face there, I already wake him up because I already
then I'm just like, I didn't even know that I moved that way. I would be sleeping on the side, all of a sudden I'm flat over,
and I'm talking like
face straight into the pillow.
Like this.
Like if somebody would push my head in it, it's deep. It's not like just on there. It's in there.
Yeah.
And he had those dreams, so I was like, okay, so I'm starting to link a lot of stuff up, right? That dream, I guess we'll put it that way, right? That dream, I know, it's from all the jelly beans. That dream was different. It wasn't that I couldn't breathe. It was that something wasn't allowing me to breathe.
That's why, yeah.
Somebody was sitting on me, kind of. I mean, obviously, I've never want to experience what a heart attack feels like, right? And that's because I even have heart problems. But still, somebody was just there, like, nope, we're not going. You're gonna stay here with me.
That's why.
And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna stay here with you.
That's why.
Like, sorry, this is not the way it goes.
Sleep demons.
But I didn't feel like it was that. I felt. I mean, I felt some harm, but I didn't feel like. Then again, it could go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was lost, needed help, or a demon portrayed that because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They lie, steal.
Going back to your dad, that would make sense that he came to me while I was in sleep paralysis. Remember, after he passed, I heard him calling my name during the middle of the sleep paralysis. So it makes sense that he would know. One
of my dreams, I think that same very night, was with him. It was me and him. We were driving in the truck, and it always goes back to a truck because that was his main thing. He wanted the man's truck or truck. He loved trucks, and I love trucks too. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is if you're always higher off the ground, you can see ahead in traffic. I'm still outdoors, man. So we're always outdoors, or I'm always outdoors. So we want something that's going to get us through it and not mess up the undercarriage, anything like that. Mm-hmm. And it was the same thing. Another dream with him in there, but the thing is, these are more mellow though. Mm-hmm. The dreams at the beginning when he first passed away, it's going almost on a year, about 9 months ago, right? Those were more like sad. Like it was me just telling him like, I'm sorry, but you need to leave. You need to leave. It's been raining off and on, and the aircon's still going off and on.
No wonder.
So like it's weird. Like that happened. Like I had a dream about him and everything, but then that happened, and I'm like, oh, maybe it might be a mixture. Like because all the gifts he had that he probably didn't know he had, that he went through, that I'm going through. And not all of them are the same, but like like I said, the encounters and stuff like that he went through. He might have not known how to handle them. Mm-hmm. Kind of like now I'm kind of learning how to do them. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I needed a watchdog because, like, honestly, if somebody wasn't there waking me up, and luckily because I had friends that would always stay over and stuff, if they didn't wake me up like John and Tyler and all them, I don't even know if I would wake up in some of those times. I might have not suffocated, but like really been like oxygen deficient or something like that, or almost passing out, because they would always tell me that too. Like, dude, you're talking, or dude, you're like, tell me that's not you heard a voice. And I was like, no, I was awake. I did hear a voice. Was it you? No, it wasn't me. And I was like, oh shit, that was like really right there. Like when somebody's trying to get out to you, but you don't know, so you freak out. You automatically think bad. Yeah. But sometimes it's not bad. And, I mean, remember, there's more tricksters out there than there is truth. But the truth is that
that's where you have to discern it.
Yeah, it's up to you. You allow it, you don't allow it. You tell them no, and you keep telling them no. Because we can't. Law of free will, we're allowed to do that.
That's also why, like I tell you guys during my mediumship, when I offer mediumship, because sometimes lately a lot of people have been saying, can you just see who comes in? And I can't, because there's a lot of times where it's just either, like we said, a trickster spirit, where they're going to tell you...
It'll be more evil than good.
Yeah, where they're going to tell you whatever they want. Or
they wait for that.
It's just going to be like something else that wants to come through. That's why I don't do it that way. I set my boundaries, and I have specific rules that I do with mediumship. It has to be someone that you actually knew in this life, and you have to have known things about them, and things like that. Because when I connect to someone on the other side, they like to tell me things about them, or like they like to show me memories, especially if they had anything with you. And also it makes it more real, and it makes it more like, yes, like that's them, like this is legit. Like otherwise, if you go to a medium and you say, can you connect with anyone, like whoever comes up, and they say yes,
more you get 100 different scenarios in there.
It's just, they just want your money, and they're going to tell you whatever.
You're probably going to get scenarios from the other 100 people before them.
Mm-hmm. And I have gotten it too in the past, to where I do mediumship. Someone asks for someone, but someone else comes through. However, majority of time, if someone else comes through, they recognize who that other spirit is, if that makes sense, because they have multiple spirits on the other side. So that has happened before. However, it's kind of rare when that does happen. But that's why I do the way that I do, because like I said, if you just welcome in any old spirit, I mean, like the whole other side is gonna like.
Well, like I said, the majority is gonna be bad. It's not gonna be good, because there's a lot of people that just, when they passed, they had a lot of anger before anything else, and they just were not gonna let it go.
Yeah.
They don't have ease, and they're not going to. So they want to see other people as miserable as they were going into their area, and then they're gonna take over you, and that's it. And sadly to say, most of them don't know that they're actually doing it, because they're already taken over by other demons, and these demons are just like playing around with them. Yeah, they're being controlled. They're a puppet, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any other stories?
That was a major one. I mean, that one literally took like 15 minutes. I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just the same old, you know. I haven't seen too many orbs actually lately, but it's because our schedules have just been like
really weird,
way off.
Also, we're just not paying
then
attention.
Also too, but that, and also like haven't felt bad negative energy other than that time. But I mean, in here, like, it's kind of like, it's not bad, but like it's lower. I'm not gonna say it's gone. I'm just gonna say it's a little lower. Like it's calm right now.
Yeah.
Other than, you know, the rats trying to eat us at night, literally, and our dog, but that's not our dog, that has abandonment issues. That's right here, literally laying down. And I think he does that too. That's why he wants to come in when we talk about this stuff. Like, he always wants to be here.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like I said, dogs are really.
Our dog too.
Yeah, dogs are really attached to those they know that are going through certain things, that they can really help them. And they also take a lot of energy from you that might be negative, because they're able to filter stuff like that. That's what I read. I'm just saying. I don't know how true that is or not. I mean.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my small story that I have.
What?
It's like really small. Like, it's not. Doesn't even have to be technically a ghost story. But me and my sister were here in the living room, right? And Elena was here playing with her toys, and we had the TV on, and my sister and I were talking about something. I don't know what we were talking about, but okay, you know how the doors sometimes they shut because of the
aircon.
The aircon. Well, that's what we heard. It sounded like the door shut, but we can tell what it's the aircon, because yeah, it sounds loud, but this time it sounded
it does
like a suction.
Yeah.
This time it sounded like somebody like literally like slammed the door as hard as they could.
But where at?
In her room. It sounded like her room, because it sounded like it was. That's why we both heard it over here. And even my sister's not one to say stuff about that.
Your sister didn't have dreams. Remember, she said she don't have dreams.
Yeah, my sister doesn't have dreams.
She just goes to sleep and she wakes up. She said she doesn't have dreams.
She doesn't have a subconscious, apparently, but besides that.
She doesn't have that. I guess she's just not open to the gifts like that. So, like, that's what they call a blackout mind, where your mind's that deep where you literally can just like level out to where like your body thinks it's. In science, actually they say it's like right before your body thinks it's dead.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Like, it's just, I don't know what the words are for, but like you're so deep that before that you would be considered dead. They would think you were dead, but you're just that sign that your brain puts that much melatonin into you that you're that deep.
Well, like I said, we both looked at each other, right? Because you know when you hear a noise or you hear something weird, you kind of give each other like that face. Like, you weren't here. I think you were probably at your mother's or something like that. I don't remember, but you weren't here. Or maybe you went to the store to get food or something. I don't know. But
or I was practicing.
Oh yeah. See, you were at bowling is when it happened.
Yeah, bowling.
And and so we both gave each other that look, right? Like, and I'm the first one that said, "Oh, that was probably just the aircon, right?" But no, she's the one that said, "Yeah, but that sounded like it was like way more than because like I said, there's a difference. You can hear the difference between a suction, like the aircon usually
Yeah,
does,
door closing and an anger
or when
slam.
someone like
An anger slam.
yeah, like an anger slam.
Like it had force behind it.
Yes, like really.
It swung. Yeah, it swung.
Force.
And your sister doesn't put the door against the. I mean the door. Yeah, the door like right on the edge. Like you know how we put the door on the edge and then the aircon goes on, so it continues to close it.
No, she leaves her door.
She leaves her door wide open, so
wide
like
open.
it doesn't make sense. And she never moves it even halfway because
because cash goes in.
Cash always opens it up.
So as like I said, my sister never.
You don't think maybe it was like a mixture of our door and the restroom door?
It could have been, but I swear, I did not hear.
Oh no, like. Is it like when your dad slams the door? Because he can literally like. Because when he comes in, he doesn't even like.
It was harder than when my dad slams his door. Like I promise you, it sounded like someone literally just like full force.
Yeah, no anger slam. Yeah, it's like when
into it.
It's like when the spirit's tired and they're trying to reach out, but nothing happens. So they're like anything around you is gonna get like slammed.
And anything they learn how to move, they just kind of like.
Well, she has a big mirror right by the door. Remember?
She has
big mirror right by the door.
Her tall mirror thingy.
Yeah,
or wait, no, the one by the dresser.
No, she has a big old mirror right which is right next to the TV, which is right next, because it's all close to next to her restroom. The restroom's a big old mirror.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Might have been. Wait, was this after or before my dream in your...
Before. This was actually like 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Maybe it built up to that then.
Maybe. Could have.
Because Elena, sometimes she'll be here and she'll be like, bye, looks at the door, bye. There's nobody at the door. Like
the last time Mark and I did mediumship on, when was it?
That's the thing about mediumship is that even when you don't...
Memorial Day.
Yeah, even when you're telling yourself and everybody knows you're not looking for other or any other energy to come in, you know those creepers. Yeah. Just try to slide.
Sometimes
they'll give you an answer that you need, but it's only just to enter, to do what they want to do.
Yeah. Sometimes that's why sometimes it's
was it a little bit? Was it like right after we got what they call it, the news, like because we live here I live here with my father-in-law, so I'm saying, you know what I'm talking about.
You mean right before we moved?
No,
I was talking about the time when because you had said Elena sometimes sees spirits, so I was talking about the time where Mark and I did mediumship that day, and you said that during that mediumship live, she looked at the door and waved bye and blew kisses, as if like somebody was walking out. And
but that was out there at the island, though.
Yeah, that was at the island.
But that was my dad. Because remember, there was 4.
Yeah, there was 4.
Remember, John's uncle
time.
had just passed away, and John considered him like a father figure because he always hung out with him. And my dad had just passed away not too long, but he passed away. But he never went to the condo. But I told him before he passed away that your dad had got a condo, and we were already making plans before he passed away.
My grandpa's always with me, so.
And then your grandpa's always waking her up. Yeah. Because he's like my dad. And then the 4th one.
And then 2, remember the day that your dad passed, Elena woke up and she literally said "Grandpa," and it looked like she was like looking and laughing. Yeah,
she would always look up to the right part of the room, and she'd always laugh and chuckle. Yeah. But the thing is, she said "Grandpa," and didn't say it for like another year.
Didn't say it after that for a long time.
Yeah, but she said it clearly. The thing is, like now she's saying Grandpa barely.
Yeah, now
you know what I mean?
she's saying it again.
But it's like if she said it like if she knew it for 5-6 years. You know what I mean? And she was only barely turning 2.
I swear, she looked and she said "Grandpa," and she started laughing as if like.
Yeah, I mean it's just weird. I mean, pretty sure because he didn't get to see her or anything because of the whole COVID, we were in lockdown. Yeah. There's a lot of people out there, you know, like me. I went through a lot of regret and everything, and it still goes through me, but not as bad as it used to be because we went through a lockdown. There's a lot of bad energy holding into that because you're thinking like, oh, it's my fault. It wasn't our fault. We couldn't go see people. We couldn't go anywhere. My dad was in the hospital. We couldn't see him because they actually wouldn't allow us to see him. Yeah. Then the one day they allowed us to see him. We went out to the beach to remember him, and then they called me. Yeah. They called me right then and there saying, oh, you need to come, but you need to come right now. I'm like, I'm an hour and a half away. Mm-hmm. And by the time I show up, you guys will be closing the doors. Yeah. So I held that, right? But see, that energy is not good if you keep holding it. Yeah. So yeah, little by little, I had to let it go because if, for example, other people that are holding that right now, we're getting all that. Like when you go into mediumship and you're asking stuff, if it's any time around there, it's going to be a lot of bad energy. Like other things are going to be popping in here and there. Well, it's like and Elena's going to see them though.
Yeah. I already know she's seen a lot.
Because it's weird. She's only 2. She's on the other side of the house, which is basically like 2 of our apartments put together that we used to have. Now we're used to it, right? Because we've been here for a couple of months, so it's like, oh, it's not a walk, but it's a walk. Yeah. It's a little walk, right? But still, you gotta walk from here all the way to the other side of the freaking house. Mm-hmm. But she'll wake up, she'll go open the door, and she'll come over here, and she's like, you okay? You okay? Okay. And then I'll get her in my arms, and she'll go, I'll go good night, and she'll go back to sleep. Mm-hmm. It's like if she's a 7-year-old. Yeah. But it's because she knows. Mm-hmm. So, like, she knows, too. If something wakes her up, she'll come over, and she'll be like, are you okay? And then finally she's going to sleep. She's like, okay, night, bye-bye. And I'm like, yeah, because whatever woke her up, she's sounding like, no, leave me the hell alone.
Remember, that's why Mark told me that message. Remember when, because I had told him during his live that Elena was up majority of the night and kept me up, and he sensed that it was because she was having bad dreams. So
it's also because when you need the TV on, it doesn't help either.
Well, I need some TV sort of light. I can't sleep
I know,
because of that.
It's weird. Whenever she does really strong reading, a light or something tends to break. Really? Oh, actually, before we end this, because it's already 37 minutes, let's tell them about right before your freaking birthday. Let's tell them they'll love that. Oh, all the stupid shit that happened. Let me explain it because that pissed me off.
I already saw it coming. I knew it was gonna happen. I told you, remember?
That night she read and she was reading for everybody and everything, and then she read for us, and it kept saying no, it wasn't gonna happen, or something. We were gonna go, but something was gonna keep happening, or something was not gonna allow it. Yeah, it was gonna always keep. So the next day, and me, of course, I said, we pray against it. Don't bring what I was thinking about a while ago, law of attraction. Don't bring the law of attraction towards you. Don't use the law of attraction because that's always going to bring everything negative towards you.
I said, just don't think about it, say a prayer, and then let it
go.
So
the next day we wake up, right?
That's what I did.
And, I mean, we didn't get a lot of sleep, both of us. We got, 6-7 hours of sleep because I was in and out too. Yeah. I was excited to go, but at the same time, I was like, please just let us get over there safely. Mm-hmm. And we had a driver. I call him the driver. He's my brother. He's my youngest brother, but I called him the driver because I told him, hey, you get your own master bedroom at the condo. You get all the booze you want. We're gonna feed you.
You can go pick up some women.
But you're gonna drive us. And it's spring break week, but we're very.
But we didn't go for that.
I told him I'm not going to those bars or anything. We have the condo to ourselves. We have the pool. We have the jacuzzi. Yeah, we're one of those. But I told him, look, everything was free for him. So with the driver, right, my brother, my youngest brother. And he already knows, so he's like, hell yeah, I'll get my own place. And
he's just like going places though, like.
Well, he's like me when I was his age. He just likes it. Yeah. He's up for the adventure.
He just doesn't want to stay home.
Actually, he's more giving from my age because he said yes. Because at 19, I'd be like, I want to drive you anywhere. Anyways, wake up woke up like around 11?
Yeah, we woke up earlier than.
Because
I think it was even earlier than 11.
Yeah, we wanted to be on the highway. We wanted to be on the highway before 2, right? Because we wanted to get
the shower, get ready. So
yeah, we can get on the highway from here where we live to the island. South Padre Island is where we're going, right? It's basically our backyard. But if we can get there on the highway by 2, we can get to the island by like 3:30 without any stops. And that's because we want to get on there early because of the construction they're out doing. You know, our city's great. They love doing construction when it's the most busiest time, of the freaking year. They just love closing off lanes. That morning, it's still or noon, right before noon, we were waking up. Morning, actually, yeah, it was around 10, 11, we were getting up. I couldn't sleep anymore. I was up by like 9, actually, but I was just in and out, Literally just lay on my back and just close your eyes because I'm telling my brain it's still sleep. It's better than getting up and going outside. So we're there, and then Nay always puts Elena in the bathtub, and the bathtub's filling up, and Elena's really good. She'll just be there waiting, and it's not very high. The bathtub's like that deep, maybe the water.
I don't like to put it very high when.
It just happens to be that Nay just went to go get the mail real quick, and she's done it before, but I mean, I've told her I don't like it, that she could have waited, but it just happens to be this one time that she goes, and she hasn't fallen before, and all of a sudden she falls and smacks herself in the eye right on the tub. So I hear, and as soon as I hear that, I jump out of bed. I'm basically half naked. I'm just wearing my underwear. I jump out of bed. I'm running to the freaking room to go see the tub. See if she's okay, and she's there, and I can see she's got a little shiner, you know, a little bump where she hit herself, but she's crying, you know, because
she probably would have fallen anyway, because while the water is running, I kind of just like let her play in there.
But she fell, right? Yeah. She fell, but this was it's fine, right? She fell. Okay, I was like, okay, nothing. She fell.
She's tough.
She fell when my mom's watched her. She fell before.
That's why.
Straight face first, actually, into the tub because she wanted to play with the water. Yeah. And she got up and she was like, but of course my family were like, get the hell over it. I mean, I guess that's why. That's why when I go through pain, I'm like, don't be a wuss.
My family too.
No, not her family. They're a bunch of wusses, but still. I was like, okay, she fell. It's fine. So of course we're getting like, I'm a little upset. And Nate's all sad over here, but I'm just like, okay, beginning of the day, let's brush it off. She's fine. There's nothing crazy. She's, you know, after, within like a minute, she was already laughing and playing again in the tub. So she's like, okay.
She's tough.
All right, so we're getting everything ready. And I was like, okay, let me start packing the car, right? We're going to use my car. And I literally had just got in my car after somebody hit and run when I was at a store. They hit it and they took off. We finally got our car back. After $700 later, we finally got our car back. Great insurance, guys. Insurance. Pay us every month, but still pay a deductible. Then we'll fix your car. So we got it back finally, and it's a good car. It's only about going on 2.5 years old. It's a brand new car, under 20,000 miles. Under 20,000 miles. 2 years, 2.5 years old. I go and I, you know, it has that little keychain where you can turn it on, and it turns on so the aircon goes on, because obviously that day it was like, what, 90 degrees over here? It's like freaking be sweating, packing everything. And I turned it on, okay, I'm going out the front door, and I was like, why isn't the car on? I'm like, the heck? Oh, maybe I didn't hold the little button long enough. Sometimes it happens. Okay, I get in the car, press the brake, press the button, and the car goes, and I'm going, oh no, come on. What the fuck? Like, we just paid so much money to fix it and everything. And it wasn't even like fixing the battery or the alternator or anything, because that's all still brand new. Yep. It's just fixing the dent on the door and the scratch in the paint. And I'm pressing and pressing, it's not turning on. So I go open the hood and I'm looking at the battery. I'm like, man, that battery does not look like my battery when we got the car brand new. It looks like a freaking 10-year-old battery that somebody got from a fucking junkyard. I'm like, so I'm trying. Okay, now the car's not working, which we're supposed to go in. Luckily, my father-in-law, we've been driving his Jeep before then. Yeah.
Otherwise, we would not.
Luckily and thankfully, yeah. We had his Jeep there. It's a nice Jeep. I love the Jeep. But the thing is, we love our car because our car is just smoother. It's lower to the ground. It's, you know, it's a lot more smoother. You don't feel all the bumps. And on the highway, as a Jeep is a box, our car is more aerodynamic. So you don't feel when you hit 70 miles an hour here in Texas.
With the road.
Yeah,
literally.
in a Jeep. Jeeps are not highway. So that's
Friendly.
2. The car doesn't want to fucking turn on now. Great. With brand new car. Basically now it's supposed to be a brand new car.
And I just got back from the shop.
Yeah, got back from the shop. Now I don't want to fucking turn on. Okay. Backed out the Jeep. Ran over some of my father-in-law's plants, but he won't know because he's not a plant guy.
When he told me that the car wouldn't start, after he told me that, I was like,
something's going on. Yeah, because I was cussing actually up and down the street.
I have a feeling.
She knows I was cussing because I'm pretty sure she heard me in the front.
Cards told me
Son
that
of a
last
bitch, mother. I was like, are you serious? Okay, fuck this. I was like, remember I said, fuck this. And I said, fuck so and so, you know, fuck this. We're going to go and watch. But I know who we need to go to. And we're going to go drop off Elena to my mom, right? My mom, very strong person. Not as strong as my grandma was in religion and warding off all the evil and stuff like that, but still very
she
strong
still
person.
Likes to do, yeah.
She's a very strong person in that. So we got there. We went in the Jeep, right? And then also another reason why I don't want to go in the Jeep is because the gas was running low, and that thing just chugs gas like I chug whiskey.
Yeah.
So you like that one? So I'm like, damn, it's gonna be $80 just to get to the fucking island. And then our car, it would have been like 20 back and forth. We love her. I love the freaking car, and it's a great car too. It has all the little bells and whistles in it too. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Jeep's great, just not a highway car, which we have to go to the highway to get to the island.
Yeah.
So we get over there to my mom's, and as soon as we get there, Nate gets Elena out of the Jeep, and guess what happens to Nate's nice, one of your favorite necklaces, right?
My necklace, which has a crystal fluorite meant to help protect you, right? And guess what happens? Elena's little, I don't know if it was her shirt or something, gets
she didn't
tagged
even pull on
it
or anything.
Yeah, she didn't even pull
just
on it.
Just picking her up, it just snapped.
Her shirt and my necklace snapped. And then after that, I was like, okay, this has a crystal on it. That means that something...
It has a crystal that's meant to protect us against stuff like that. And it broke.
And it broke. I mean, the crystal didn't break.
Her necklace has been put through a freaking washer and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but just from the little rub, it broke somehow.
Yeah.
Metal like that.
After the car, I kind of already knew. But after the necklace, I was furious.
So...
I was like, oh... What did I say? I was like, oh my God, are you serious?
You're like, oh hell no, something's going on. We need to fix this. I was like, okay, don't worry.
Like someone was actively, like on my birthday, as soon as it turned midnight, like lit a candle and was like, okay, anything that can go wrong, I'm going to make it go wrong today. And they're not going to have any fun.
So we get there to my mom's and she's in the restroom and everything. So we're there waiting. She comes on and I literally walk up to her. I'm like, Mom, I need you to bless us. She's like, what do you mean? And she started laughing, right? Because I don't ask her stuff like that.
It happened to me before. She knows.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's the one that taught her what we call ojo. Ojo here, Latino or Mexican culture. Yeah. Ojo, when people are literally just trying to give you the evil eye, they're just trying to put negative stuff on you. Mm-hmm. You cleanse your body, and it's with an egg. Yeah. I know people are watching. It's like, what the hell?
No, I'm pretty sure.
But still, I mean, it's because the egg's pure. It's before birth and everything. Mm-hmm. And since we eat eggs, most of us do, right? But even then, the egg itself is supposed to be pure. It's white. You try to get the negative energy out. Mm-hmm. Anyways, I need you to bless us, Mom. And I told her what happened. And then by that time, it was already an hour later, when we were there at her place, and Elena's eye was already a little bubble, and it was already looked like somebody punched her in the fucking side of her eye. I mean, sorry to cuss, but it just gets me mad. It wasn't
like that super bad.
It wasn't all over her eye. It was the side. But the thing is, I've never seen her. It was a big bump, and it was already bruised. And I'm like, and then just touching it, she was already going ah. Yeah. I was like, okay, that wasn't a little fall, like a little slip, dunk. That's why she screamed, because it literally hit her right on the temple. She could have passed out, actually. It hit her right on the temple.
Thankfully, it didn't.
Yeah, luckily she didn't pass out and end up in the water, you know what I mean? Because she actually made noise. Anyways, I told my mom, you got to bless us. What? We're going to go on along, or it's not that long, but this is still, we're going to be on the highway. And I told her, this happened, and this just happened right now. My mom's like, oh no, somebody's against you. Somebody's against you. And she's like, you're going to be it's gonna be you and your wife. You're gonna take, and then of course she's like, you're gonna take my baby, which of course is my youngest brother, right? And he's actually the craziest one. But you're gonna take my baby with you and everything. You're all gonna be up in that death trap, which is the Jeep basically, because we're in a box. And Jeeps are a higher tendency to roll because why? You're in a box rather than an aerodynamic car. And I was like, yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. But so she literally already knew where all her stuff. She pulled out the
oil.
Well, the oil, but it's holy water. But then it's not holy water you just grab from like down the street, right? This one came from, I think she says, the San Juan, the shrine. So this is a higher you know, this is the stuff that comes from, I'm not going to say the Vatican or anything, but like I'm just saying this is stuff that's passed down, that's prayed upon. Yeah. And then she put it, and I can tell because as soon as she put it here and she blessed me, when she put it on my head, I was like, man, this is thick. I can feel it on my head. Like I could feel the warmness and everything on my head. And then there's a prayer. So she had her booklet and there's a prayer for traveling and everything. She said everything. And after that, I want to say everything kind of went like really smooth. Even the gas, we didn't even have to pay that much in gas. It's like somehow the Jeep got blessed too at the same time.
But
the traffic was bad, obviously, and there was traffic jams. And yes, an 18-wheeler almost fucking hit us. But here in Texas,
and of course on my side.
Here in Texas, if you don't drive for an hour and a half without an 18-wheeler doing something stupid, there's something wrong, actually. I'm not even joking. Like, there's always one of those guys out there that are just, oh, I can do the extra hour or extra 2 hours falling asleep on the damn road. But it wasn't like, you know, because we were going 10, 20 miles an hour and the traffic jam, he's trying to go into us. So, Nate even knows, I was like pulling her over. My face was in the window like, hey, fuckhead, we're right here. Big black Jeep. Big lifted black Jeep. Right here.
What the fuck, bro? Like.
Yeah. And that's because we didn't even start drinking. I wanted a day drink while we were driving there. Or not, we weren't driving, but we had an escort, or our driver, right?
But yeah.
No, I was like, nobody imagine if we did mimosas in a Jeep, we'd be like flicking everybody off all mad.
Everybody who was in my life the night before my birthday, you guys know I saw something in my cards that was trying to stop us or that something was going to happen. So I kind of already had like that little, like, you know, gut feeling inside my stomach.
And I knew stuff usually happens. Whenever we announce to anybody, it doesn't even matter who it is, but whenever you tell anybody, hey, I'm going to be over here at the island for the weekend, and even you can tell them if you want to go, or we're going to be at the island, because remember, we used to go for like the whole week. Very blessed, like I said, very blessed to be able to do that. I mean, if it wasn't for my father-in-law, her dad, no way we'd be able to be at the island, because an island at a condo, or a week at the island at the condo, renting alone would be like $1,500 probably. Yeah. We don't got that. We got $1,500 to pay bills for the month, not for a week at the island. Yeah, for food
and Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, 200 in Dr. Pepper right there alone. But even then, no way. I mean, we would stay there, but just telling them that, hey, we're gonna be over here, and they all text back, no, I can't make it. Sorry, I want to go. Or someone won't even text back, right? I mean, it could be family members, friends. It can even be friends you haven't seen in a while and stuff like that. I'm not saying all of them do it, but a lot of them, they have envy. They're like, oh, why do they get to do this? Why do they get to do this? And what that turns into, you know, it turns into resentment and it turns into negative energy. And they don't mean to do it sometimes, but that's what we call in Mexican culture the evil eye.
Yeah. Speaking of which, my cards today said that an old friend from the past was probably going to try to come back, or either with me or with you, and that you were going to have to make some sort of decision tomorrow about something.
Tomorrow?
But it could be about work or about your business or something. But yeah, it said...
Like tomorrow, you mean today?
Today, because I pulled the Two of Wands, and I clarified the Two of Wands, and it had Knight of Cups in reverse, which was you, and then it had... oh crap, what else?
It might have been along the lines, because Juan, well, my uncle, right? Juan, he's not an old woman technically, because we used to hang out a lot. You would consider that an old hangout friend, right? Because he was calling me, hey, let's go to the jet. He was like, dude, there's a cold front coming through and I'm super busy right now. He's like, well, let's go tomorrow. I was like, there's a cold front coming through and it's going to rain tomorrow.
Yeah, because it said that you were reversed, which means that, it could be like you were annoyed or like.
No, I was trying to explain it. I was like, dude, we're going to put Elena back in school. Everybody's vaccinated. Everything's good. They have a good security system. He's like, oh, so you got to get her all cut up. I was like, we got to get her cut up on the immunization. We got to go. I'm about to mail the stuff out for her birth certificate. And he's like, oh, okay, no, and then that's when he literally went, okay, well, maybe another time, then we'll catch up later. I was like, yeah. I was like, dude, I just saw you last week, man. I can't. It's because we're used to seeing each other every other day when I was 20, when we first started drinking with him, and me and my dad, we'd be in the backyard. I mean, but we lived down the street. I could walk there from where we used to live. Now we live 25 minutes away, and he'll call me like, hey, come over. I was like, dude, I know I can drive 25 minutes, but you're gonna want me to go barbecue and drink with you, and I don't do the drink and drive deal. Like, no.
Well, people don't understand sometimes, and I'm like,
no, 25 minutes, even 5 minutes. You just know. Like, I tell him, I'll go and I'll drink a beer with you, but I'm gonna drink a water and then eat, and then I'm gonna go home. He's like, oh, well, no. And he's like, because last time he's like, have some beers with me. I was like, can't have some beers with you, dude. It's going to take me 30 minutes to get home. The traffic's bad. There's a bunch of cops out. It's a freaking holiday weekend. Even if I'm sober and I swear because something's in the road, they're going to stop me.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. I'm not going to freaking get stopped by a cop just for them to try to get me arrested. I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but they're going to do it. Why? It's their job. They're going to do it. Like, I'm like, no, like, I can't. So he's used to the whole, literally, because I've been there where, like, oh, I'll go park the car in their house. I literally lived within a mile from them. Yeah. Within a mile. It was literally straight down the street. You take a right, left, another left, and right on the other side of the main road. No, we lived there. So whoever wasn't drinking, they would go drop me off. Or if they couldn't drop me off because they're drinking too, I just spend the night. Because I didn't have a girlfriend or anything like that. I just spent a night there, you know what I mean? He still thinks it's that time. Maybe it's that, because that's why he called me today. So I'll call you tomorrow. I was like, dude, it's gonna fucking rain tomorrow too. The cold front's coming in tonight. That means it's gonna be all day tomorrow. Maybe that's what it is, probably. That, and also, Celeste. You remember Celeste? I always have her on Snapchat. And I was she was helping me with my dad's account to make sure it was closed out and stuff. Because my grandpa was saying if it's not closed out, make sure it's not negative, but at the same time, because people were still receiving that stimulus check, even when they're deceased, they're getting it. Wow. Yeah. The government kind of messed up on that one, but they were getting it. He's like saying like, well, make sure everything's fine. I'm not saying there's money in there, but make sure everything's fine, because I don't also want her to be negative. And he's been dead already for 9 months. We can't have him, like, he has no control over it. We don't either. Yeah. Like, I was like, if I need to get in there, I'll show him usually what you do in the banking, you show them a death certificate. You show them your ID. You guys got the same name and stuff, same address and stuff like that. And I would close it out for him, right? Yeah. So that's what's trying to help me with that. But I told her to, like, hey, Naomi asks for you from time to time, like, You're not. Don't be a stranger.
I like reply to her Snapchat sometimes, like, the things that she.
Well, I told her for her and her son. I said we got. My father has a condo, and I know you guys are always busy, but like you're still our friend. Like, don't act like we just forget about you. We don't care. You're the one that. I told her, you're the one that went with the boyfriend and forgot everybody for some reason, thinking that nobody cared about her. But like, I was like, hey, we're still friends. Don't be a fucking stranger. I told her that. She's like, oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I was like, yeah, like, we can still go out. I mean, obviously, we're not going to go to the bars like when we were younger and shit, but like, we can still go out and have fun. And she's
She
already
used
more.
to be a bartender, so every time we would go visit her, and I mean, we were just there drinking, so.
We went off on a little limb there. We weren't even looking at the camera over here, looking on the side. And shit.
Yawned like twice.
Everybody's like, wait, are they still recording? No, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of stuff that happens. And that's what it creates, though. It creates energies, bad energies, envy, you know. Like they say, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The evil eye and stuff like that. And sometimes you need to let people know, hey, I'm doing this in a good sense. So that way you don't think that I'm just provoking you or being mean or throwing in your face. We got a condo we could use. No. Telling you we got a condo, you said we want to take you, we want to bring you. We want to have fun. We haven't seen you in 2-3 years or longer. Like we can do it now all together. You have your room with your kid. We have our room with our kid, and we can have family time. We wake up in the morning, we have breakfast, we go to the pool, go walk on the beach, and her kid's already, I think he's already like 7, 8. But the thing is, you know, like they see the Elena like 2 turning 3, and then what do? They're like, they take care of her. Like for some reason, kids know like take care of the other kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially when they have parents that tell them. Especially when like it's a boy and a girl, they tell them, no, you watch her, you make sure. They just know sometimes to do it. Yeah. So I told her, like, yeah, we can go. Because she was telling me, I was like, yeah, we can go. Just don't be a stranger. Like, seriously, you think that we don't care anymore? We do. Mm-hmm. But I told her, I know you're going because she's doing the whole she's full-time mom, full-time school, and full-time work.
And full-time girlfriend.
No, I don't think she's, that's the thing, I don't think she even has a relationship right now.
Oh, she does?
I don't ask her, obviously, because that's not my...
Yeah, I haven't, like, talked to her.
That's not my place, but, like... Only because I have her on Snapchat, she would always, you know, she always snaps, she has a boyfriend, right? She has a snap, it's always just her and her son, and her studying. And usually when she puts that, like, last time I was like, oh, they probably broke up. And that's usually when she would... Remember at the beginning, that's when she would get a hold of you or a hold of me, and like, oh, I need help with this, or hey,
yeah.
I was like, oh.
We're always the ones people, like our friends always come to us for, I always tell, last time I told, we're like the mom and dad of our friends, of like every one of them. We even have an adopted child that we
lives down the street now. She's doing better. She was going to a pretty dark place, but yeah. Well, she did okay for your 30th birthday.
Yeah, I told her she was on her
best behavior. Passed the fuck out in the living room, but at least she didn't.
She didn't say anything.
Well, no, not saying anything. At least she didn't like stumble down the stairs and shit.
Yeah, true. All right, well, you good? I think I'm good. I told all my stories, and then some. Here's a wrap.
It's Splinter. No. Ninja Turtles? No?
He's smelling my jelly beans.
She doesn't know Ninja Turtles. I mean, no. She's the weird one, not me.
I mean, I've seen it, but I don't, like, know it. Alright, on that note.
Mufasa.
Say it again.
No, do it. Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Remember, they don't know
Mufasa. What did you say?
I mean, obviously with her, she's probably going to edit some of this out, but she shouldn't.
Well, it's like over an hour, I think, already.
The last one was over an hour, too.
No, it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, we had to cut out that sex scene. Don't erase that. That was a good one. That was a good line right there.
Okay, guys,
how much am I getting paid for this? I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Never said you were getting paid.
I was promised some sexy stuff.
On that note, I'm tired.
Cherry panties?
I'm going to take off my makeup. And I'm gonna go to sleep.
Oh God, I don't want to see her when she has the makeup off.
What happened? You used to tell me you look so beautiful without makeup.
That was 7 years ago, you know, without the crow's feet, and when you were young.
Don't make me curse in this life, bitch.
Elizabeth gonna be watching this, being like, "Curse, do it."
She laughs when you make me curse. Well, everybody laughs when you.
Everybody's like. Nay's a person? She gets mad? She cusses? Oh no, she's not Angel.
I'm gonna have to do the edits where, you know, they're like, beep, and then like
no,
it comes on.
Just edit it and at the end put all the stupid shit at the end.
I mean, like edit it. No, like the bloopers. You know when they go beep, and then like
Gag
it turns
reel,
to black.
basically.
It turns to black, and then like it's like
beep. Back to it's like we're both talking like this, and all of a sudden we come back and we're like, so we're back.
I got an itch here. Okay, I got an
called
itch.
a yeast infection.
It's not there. It's right here in my leg.
Oh, it's called a yeast infection.
I'm wearing my Christmas shoes.
Oh,
so
sexy.
Okay. We're gonna stop acting weird now.
Wait, that's weird?
You made it this far. That means you must really
if you
love
made
us.
it this far, and you haven't drank one drink, you're weird.
That means you must really love us, and I love you if you made it this far.
Sleep with the lights on. I'm just saying, that's better.
We need to do an episode where we just like talk about funny stuff. Or like
Pardo Paranormal Comedy?
Comedy sketch. Comedy series. I don't know.
They were like, tell us about the ghosts.
Something
We
funny.
don't give a shit about this.
I know. We're here for the ghosts, not for you. Okay, guys. Good night. Stay safe. Okay?
That's a regular knee right there now.
Oh, that's my regular me.
We'll see y'all later, okay?
Oh my god. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Gonna do me like that?
An hour and 6 minutes. Dang.